Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Enter the Gungeon. Paradox standard warm-up run. If you don't like it, blame Mother of Zerg, who said play as Paradox. Okay, well, I will play as Paradox. I feel like every time I play Gungeon, in my head, okay, I mean, this is a very interesting start here. In my head, I think to myself, I need to do a normal warm-up run because I am tired and lazy, and I feel like it's been a week since I played, even though it's only been like 2 days or something like that. But today in particular, well, again, I say this, but I think it's just because it's a Thursday, which, you know, if we had to compare weeks, this was more like my Monday, the starting of my recording week. I'm like, hey, I need to play a little bit of a warm-up run, not only for the day, but for the week as well. Why not play some Gungeon? Why not say that this is my warm-up run and then get into this whole conversation for like the 18th time in a row? But it's more like I feel like every day is a Monday. That's where I am in my my streaming career right now. It's like, well, time to stream. It feels like a Monday. I need my coffee, etc., etc. Insert meme here. I will say, I'm doing all right. I'm feeling good. I don't know about my Gungeon play. I mean, you know, we'll see in the first 10 minutes if I'm running into enemies and getting myself killed. I'm loving the no dodge roll runs. It's just such good Gungeon practice to try to play the game without dodge rolling. Yes, you get screwed on the dragon fight or on, you know, basically most of the fights in the game, but it's just such a fun challenge. I have still, by the way, been playing through some Elden Ring recently, specifically trying to play like a soul level 1 run on just like a new save file. Whenever I have like an extra hour or 2 in a day, and I'm like, well, I don't have, more like I have things I need to get done. I don't want to do them. Let's play some Elden Ring. But I like that challenge. It's a great challenge. And I like the dodge roll challenge in Gungeon. It's a great challenge. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Anyways. Well, anyways, boom, boom. Sorry, you might notice I'm giving you a lot of like, I don't know why I teleported out of the room. I didn't even click on anything. You might notice me giving you a little bit of like kind of Seinfeld-esque jokes in here. I discovered something the other day, and I'm sure other people have already discovered this. There is a, well, okay, before I tell you what it is, what are, you bastard, Direct, like, went to the water barrel in order to destroy it like an asshole. What are people's thoughts on AI technology? ChatGPT has been in the news recently as a very unique and relatively high quality chat system where you can talk to a chat bot and have a conversation with it, or tell it to give you something and it'll give it to you, like, write me a program that turns my monitor blue, or you can ask it to write you a screenplay as a Shakespearean sonnet. Like, take the plot of Pulp Fiction and turn it into a Shakespearean sonnet, and it'll do it to you. You know, it's got a lot of cool AI analysis happening in there, and it actually is able to interpret what you want and give you the results back. Cool AI nonsense. I learned the other day about a fun little project that is called Nothing Forever. It is a AI-generated series of Seinfeld-esque sketches that just not repeat, but it just goes forever. It's just an AI giving an infinite series of prompts, creating a television show, basically, and it's on Twitch. You can just watch it. It's called Nothing Forever. It's just a series of Seinfeld sketches, and I've been laughing my ass off, like, all for the past 2 days straight. Just pretty funny. Anyways, I forgot to ask you the other question, which was, how do you feel about Seinfeld? Not everyone's cup of tea humor, but if you want to hear an AI constantly try to generate Seinfeld humor, Nothing forever is what you want. Oh my god, it's so good. And what I like about it though is that it's clearly AI, so it does things wrong at times. So it's it'll try to tell you like a stand-up joke, like, why did the chicken cross the playground to get to the other slide? Pause for laughter. Like it just says that because it misunderstands the commands that it's being given, which is it's all AI generated, but it's not fully fleshed out, which is part of the humor of the damn thing. Anyways, it's a blast. And that's the type of humor that I think I would love to see, or that's the type of AI usage that I would like to see in the future, is like an AI generated program, TV show or something, because you don't really know where it's gonna go, right? You don't have, I was gonna say you don't have biases in play, but I guess you'll have whatever biases the algorithm has. Barely afford it. But you can have the biases of, and this is very lucky that we got water gun. It's very interesting to see what the AI is gonna give you. There's no way to really predict what's gonna happen in a television show. I think that would be very amusing to watch. And I think it also wouldn't replace human writers, you know, because it would be kind of like a specifically AI set of humor. But I don't know. Because like you would still need human writers in order to make coherent plots and to be able to plan out seasons more than, 5 minutes in advance, but an AI can have some very surreal humor, which I think would be very interesting to actually see in practice. But anyways, that's what I've been laughing about recently. Crescent and Crescental? Crescental. Welcome. AI in general is already pretty experimental. I mean, that's the thing, is that the Nothing Forever, which was the AI Seinfeld show, it's not perfect, but it's also using a very old AI. Well, it's not old, but it's older than ChatGPT. It's always interesting to be able to see what the next iteration has in store. Like if you replaced the open AI that experiment is using and replace it with ChatGPT, how would that change it? And how much better would it be? How much worse would it be? I don't know. Okay, we've picked up so much money on this run. It's fantastic. Similar things have been done in the past, even for video games. There was AI Dungeon or something to that effect, which was kind of a video game where you give the computer a prompt and it takes you through a text story. So you can say, give me a fantasy world, and it would tell you, you are in the king's palace, and you would say, I punched the king. And then, the AI would generate a story off of what you're doing. It's kind of like the AI, is playing a DM. Oh, that was just a bad dodge roll. Dodged the wrong direction. But I find the whole thing to be very interesting. Netflix recently made an anime with an AI-generated background. It says mud, people seem pretty pissed. That's the other, obvious use case that people are really talking about AI for. Things like AI-generated video and also images. I mean, for video, a lot of it is deep fakes, but for images, it's like, you can type in, give me a... Oh, we can just open this. Give me a scenic background, and it'll give you a background, and then you don't have to pay artists or anything like that. So the art community is very much up in arms about this, saying, hey, you're basically gonna, take all of our jobs and replace them by robots. Everyone thought that robots taking your jobs would just apply to burger flippers. No. Robots taking your job is applying to IT roles, technical roles. which are not the type of jobs that you want to be replaced, because there's a lot of like human creativity involved in those types of things. The menial work needs to be replaced with robots, not creative works. But that's a whole nother discussion for a much more, serious talk show than just Abe Clancy plays Enter the Gungeon for the 1000th time. Arcatraz says we should stop trying to teach AI art and just skip to the end and teach it politics. What's the joke? The joke is we should just make AI replace all the managers, because that's what the AI is good at, managing. Anyways, ELQ3 says, I've been watching a bunch of Neuro-sama recently. I don't even know what that is. You're not the first person who has said that, but I don't actually know what that is. I don't even know what Sama means. I hear that all the damn time. They're an AI VTuber. She plays games and talks. AI VTuber, huh? I mean that is kind of what I find interesting about an AI, is to see kind of where it is in its current stage of evolution. But I do worry about the time in the future where AI takes control of our jobs. Doesn't know Sama, absolutely knows Ligma. Damn right. It's an honorary. It's like saying sir. Okay. Would you say, Abe Clancy Sama? Have I earned that honoration? Oh, come on. Just die already. Why won't you die? There we go. Clancy San. Just don't call me Step Clancy San. We have ammo. I am gonna fill it in the trank gun, even though I don't think the trank gun is that good. We are going to lose some of our HP. We're gonna grab a Junkin. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, we're definitely gonna break some chests at this point. Okay. And then as soon as I make the decision to break the chest, the game is like, don't break the chests, have a key instead. Oh, thanks, game. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll open this one. Okay, I wish I didn't. This is where we need the synergy with the charm bow, ironically, that gives us the ability to see inside of chests, because I don't want the charmed bow. Very strange. Thanatos 4747, welcome. Is it a challenge or a normal run? It's just a normal run. Although your name does remind me of, if anyone has played the Hitman Freelancers, which is a new iteration on the Hitman franchise, where you actually have like random missions or something to that effect. I've heard it be described as a roguelite. Although not everything that just has permadeath or lose conditions is a roguelite, but I'm curious what people's opinions on that are. I've actually never played a oh god, I've never played a Hitman game. I'm not really either like a super roguelite guy. I play some roguelites and whatnot and indie dungeon crawlers, but could be something worth checking out in the future is all I'm saying. You gotta go first, then you can go. In fact, let me do a quick little alt tab here. Well, okay, here's a spoiler. I wanted to check first. Here's a spoiler. I actually got a key for it, believe it or not. So if you want, I guess we could play some Hitman Freelancer at some point, or do like a let's look at of it, depending on what people would like to see. Bart of Bobberich, welcome. How you doing today? Onward to year 2. Thank you for the streak and for the resub. That's why I'm curious about what people think about it, because if I get the opportunity to check it out, that's actually pretty fancy for me. That's like the highest profile game I've ever gotten a key for free. Sorry, what I should be saying is, suckers, we got them, boys. Bad shot. But I've heard good things about it. But that is from my friend Chris, who him and I don't always have the same love for video games. It's not saying we don't love video games, but I mean he plays JRPGs. Ugh. When he plays Elden Ring, he plays as a freaking wizard. Ew. Come on. Cue the Jeffersons theme, says Bart of Bobridge. I don't know the Jeffersons theme. I don't know what that is, actually. I know the Jetsons. Well, actually, I don't know the Jetsons theme. If you held a gun to my head, you'd have to pull the trigger. Bud says, if we ever play, I would play a wizard. You see, in the on the off chance we actually end up playing that together, Mud, my idea is that I would play as a character I hadn't played as yet, so either like a magic or pyro character, whatever you don't play as. Because I always play freaking Souls games as a dude with the sword. Meet George Jetson. Yeah, Jetson. Meet the Jetson. He's something something family. How did you blow up? Wow, Abe, what a nice shot. How did you even know that guy was there? Because he was there. Not like there was actually any worry about that, right? Man, we've got so much cash. Okay. I would like to open up the other chest. We will be able to buy a key, and we will be able to steal a key. Why don't we do that? And then, this will be a item. And then, oh dude, we actually did get the synergy where we can see inside of chests. That's so good. Let's fight the freaking boss, right? Bill Thompson just says Chaos Amulet. What about it? Why can I not pronounce this name? Crescentental. Crescent Entel. It looks like an I though, so I want to say Crescent Hentai, but that's not what it is. Playing Souls games with spells feels like you've turned it into a turn-based game, they say. Just the way you get animation locks, you have to wait for the enemy to attack first, feels odd. I suppose you're not wrong. I guess the reason why I don't love the idea of playing as an FP-focused character is that once you run out, you can't really do anything, right? I kind of hate that idea of you only have as much FP as you have. You know, if you're on a boss fight and you run out, well, what are you gonna do? At least if you have a sword, you can always just hit more. Also, it's just more fun to dodge things. Because I feel like you have to learn the patterns and the timings and the bosses in order to kill them. If you're in melee combat, if you're just at range casting spells, it's just like, all right, choo 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 choo. Oh, he's dead. cowardly. You run away cast and then the enemy dies. You don't even have to do anything. What's the point of even playing the game if you're gonna play like that? You're not a true Souls enjoyer if you play as a mage. Am I gatekeeping? Yes. Is it a joke? Yes. Holy gatekeeping Batman. No, I'm the temporal paradox horror. Speaking of horror, the Nuclear Throne run the other day was a lot of fun. Kind of makes me want to play more of it, but then I always remember, oh right, that game takes a long time to... I was gonna say it takes a long time to play. It doesn't. It takes like 30 minutes to play a run, but you're always hoping for the same things. Yeah, Gungeon always has the same runs every time, but at least you're hoping for better guns in your next run. Brown chest, green chest. Ooh, and amulet synergies. Highly likely we're gonna pick up a table tech blank here. I very much want to yoink, open up the brown chest rather than the green chest. I am desperate for trying to find a rainbow chest. That's what I would prefer to look for as opposed to looking for a, you know, a good item out of a green chest. Like, what green item could we get that would really kind of make us pop off? Bum, bum, bum. One more? I haven't really been using my spacebar at all, but it's not here for combat, it's here for stealing. Game knows you're too good to need a rainbow. It should really look at the last run then, or the last no dodge roll run. I definitely needed something in addition to what I had on that run. Jesus. Also, Gungeon knows at this point. It knows that I am, I'm not too good for a fun, strong run. It knows it can always give me something else, and I'll be okay with it. I'll be happy. I won't turn it around and make it feel like I've been carried. You know what? Water. How funny would that have been? No. So we know it's not going to be a rainbow chest. We could destroy it in that case. I did forget about the fact that I had a water gun. Dude, op's pretty good. One of these days, man, one of these days. I actually think the chance of a rainbow chest is lower on a brown chest than it is on a normal chest. Like for it to be a hidden brown chest, I mean. But like, you gotta check. You have the synergy with the bow, right? I do. It's always weird with the brown chests though, because if the brown chest gives you additional items, they don't show up. So like if it's a brown chest that gives me a key, 50 cents, and a heart, the chest could just show Clob, and we'll never know if it's actually worth opening or not. But also, like, what? Yes. What kind of an item are we actually looking for? I guess we're looking for like Lichy trigger fingers, a reload upgrade, etc. So if it's a passive, maybe we'll open the chests. So we'll go back and look. We'll go back and look. Let's finish the floor first. We only have 0 keys after all. Thank you. Game. At least it gave me the heroin, you know, that's a fun weapon. I do need to level up my Junkin at some point though. I've kind of been neglecting him a little bit. That's just the way it goes sometimes though. Sometimes you just have to worry about yourself first. You know, you put on your own oxygen mask before you assist others. Also, I'm just now realizing we did not, in fact, get table tech blank. That's okay. We didn't need it. And I did forget that shop can also just give you like a blank for sale, which is pretty bad. It's a bit of a waste, you know. You go to that shopkeeper and he's like, "Hey, would you like one blank or one armor?" And you're like, "No." Couldn't have given me something a little bit better? Something that actually means something? Well, I mean, let's start looking now. So this is the lightning and the thunder, and table tech money. They're both real bad. So, you know what, honestly? This does guarantee that we get a gun out of our boss fight, because nothing that we have is out of ammo. Oh, BS. BS game, get off it. We could always run something out of ammo and then throw it, but everything's at full ammo capacity, so that would take a long time. Let's not do that. Instead, let's get the heck out of here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna buy the banana. Reason being, now we have a chance of getting a passive out of our boss fight. There you go. The whole reason why. Also very surprised at how much freezing this gives, but it'll keep this boss slowed for quite some time as we do a ton of damage. Pop. And it's worn off. Ding, ding. If only I had a baseball bat, right? Probably just gonna blank that. Thank you for the lag game. Boink. I'm gonna open this. Like, I'm not gonna not open up a Sinner Grace chest. Although we should have looked inside of it. It will tell you if it is going to give you a synergy. Gave us a pretty fun gun though, so I'm not gonna complain too much. Our Junkin he's getting leveled. He's getting leveled. All right, well, we have extra blanks. We'll do a quick little pop, and then, you know, all right, good enough. Da da da. Mapping again. I mean, I appreciate the mapping. It does at least tell me I should be breaking chests on this floor. You know, I have another question, I guess, for people. Anyone have any plans for the big game? Dun, dun, dun! No, I don't mean Gungeon 2.0. I mean, there's gonna be a Super Bowl coming up. I was very surprised the other day when I realized that it is that time of year once again for the Super Bowl. I'm not a big football fan. I'll stay home and, you know, watch TV and make garbage food with my friends, absolutely. But I did very much forget that it was Super Bowl season. If anything, the only thing I can imagine myself doing is just using it as an excuse to not work, e.g. not stream, and then just eat food all day. Alcatraz says, living in the Phoenix area almost Phoenix area, I'll mostly be avoiding the associated big game activities for the next 10 days. Why so much avoidance? Are you just sick and tired of it? You're like, goddamn footballers. Crescential? No, crescental. Crescentennial? Crescentental. Why can I not say that? Because it's a made-up word, it sounds like. Says, that reminds me, I heard that Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo will not be attending E3 this year. I mean, hasn't that been true for like the past 2 years, maybe more? They haven't been attending E3 because there's just no reason to? Like, they have correctly figured out that if people are interested in their games, consoles, or whatever, they'll just watch whatever, you know, streaming service broadcast that they put up themselves. I mean, it's weird, but like, these companies have realized that E3 kind of did have a bit of a monopoly on game launch premieres. I did not go to that room. You know, people are gonna tune into Nintendo when Nintendo launches whatever Nintendo does. The real interesting thing is how this affects actual journalists. Like, they're gonna have to either go to different locations to be a part of the big brand launches, or the big brands are just gonna have to all do their launches in the same place just outside of E3, or it's all gonna be virtual and people are just, you know, being journalists from home. That's the real interesting question for me, is that how is this stuff being organized? Like, for your, you know, Bob Joman gaming journalist, is he gonna have to jump on like 4 planes to get where he needs to go? ELQ says, as a European, I'm just like, American sports. Look, I don't really follow American sports either. I don't follow European sports. I don't follow any sports. I'm just here for the food. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I don't really have any other better boss killing weapons, but this is not bad. It's not slow. And our junk man is doing a good job. Egnart says, I never understood why anyone would tune into something like that. Why would I sit through hours of advertisements like it makes 0 sense to me? They only put up the advertisements when there's not actual action happening. So like, you know, between every play, every time there's a timeout, you know, every time the camera cuts away from any action at all, they'll put on an advertisement. So, you know, only like, you know, 80% of it is actually advertisements. Or install an ad blocker. Or if you can't, then whatever. Look, I'm not watching for the ads. I'm not watching for the game. I'm watching for the food. We have the rat key. I almost forgot. I in my head, I'm like, okay, what are we doing on this floor? Where are we going? What's going on? Super Bowl ads are pretty wild, though. Super Bowl ads is what I said. Nah, the ads all basically suck. Everyone likes to make a big deal about how the Super Bowl ads are always like the best ads of the year, but that might have once been true. At this point in our lives, though, Super Bowl ads are basically, oh, hey, look, I recognize this celebrity. Oh, hey, look, I recognize this celebrity. Oh, hey, look, I recognize this celebrity. That's basically what it is. And also, Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. That's basically what it is. Just barely missed you. Right. We're gonna need, this'll work. Gail Q says, I just hate ads that interrupt my viewing. Oh, I hate ads too. By the way, turn off your ad blocker if you're watching on YouTube, please. Right. Down, up. Did we go right twice? Oh, crap. Did we? No, that was right once. We gotta go right again. Then we go down. Then we go up, and then I think we're there. Yeah. Almost screwed it up, but didn't. All right. Why did you skip that one room? Is it bad? Like, so, you're talking about the last floor. Literally, I just forgot to do it. There was no teleporter adjacent to it, and I already had the map. So I knew there was nothing near it. So the reason why I didn't go back to the room is just purely laziness. The reason why I didn't do the room is I just forgot it. I didn't see it. So there's no like real reason. The reason is just, there's no reason. It's like, am I gonna get a little bit of extra cash? Who cares? I called it out though. I called it out and I said, hey, that room, yeah, I don't want to go back to that room. There's nothing in it. I'm probably just gonna blank this because I screwed up the shots by using this gun. So we'll use it for a minute. Because him being frozen now is totally fine, and then in like maybe 10, maybe now we'll swap to something else. We just don't want him to be frozen when he begins that big attack again. And then for this, we'll just do lean. This one. Don't roll into him. You know. Crescent says, I can never do the second phase hitless. I don't know why. I always get hit on the first phase, so the fact that I didn't is honestly a miracle, but I think it's almost entirely related to the fact that I had a good freeze weapon. And yes, I've already reduced your name to Crescent, because the second half of that I apparently can't pronounce. The second phase is way easier than the first phase though, because the second phase is just the same attacks over and over again. And then Punch Out is its own unique beast. Should have punched. Having gotten 2 stars in the first 8 seconds though, in my head I'm like, just block everything until he taunts. Don't even risk it. You got so much time. So much time. We've got so much, here's the thing, we have so much time. So much time. Eat your damn cheese, stupid rat. Bring, bring, bring. Yeah, do the same attack twice in a row. Oh, why did I think that I could counterpunch you on that? I can't really hit him anymore. Now I can. Oh, good. What fantastic rewards. A shotgun and a pig. I don't need a pig, I got a freaking junk man. He was so young. Oh, he's also freaking the hell out. Hyper beam. Oh, I know what this is. When you die, you actually come back to life with like a super powered hyper beam gun. Temporarily. With unlimited ammo and other nonsense that makes it good, apparently. I really had that Guan Stone since floor like 2, right? It's pretty good. Oh, there's one. Thank you, Junk Man. Junk Man. Pineapple fan, welcome. Anything here modded? I mean, I do have Mod the Gungeon running, and I have some things that I've put into the game, like a mod options button and a few like simple options, like reduce brightness of screen flashing and stuff like that, but nothing game changing. And yes, I know, I gotta work on it one of these days. You know how hard it is to find time to do anything? Real freaking hard is the answer. Real freaking hard. I do love a good shovel gun though. As long as we find some spice on this run, we can, you know, kill the Lich with 8 million damage on our starting pistol. Here's hoping, fingers crossed. I literally didn't see anything. What hit me? And that's not even a joke. I didn't see anything. I saw literally nothing attack me. Okay, stop bricking your shots into the wall. If there was an enemy, it may as well have been invisible. Like, why do you think I got rid of all the Guan Stones? I know me. I know me and I know my mindset right now, which is not that I'm not paying attention, but I'm not paying as much attention as maybe I should. Brick gun. Hello, Demon Judgment. Demon Judgment, that is A, not what he is, and B, not who he is. He is a, like, Archangel Knight Junkin. Too much Isaac, I guess. Isaac. Now there's a game I should play. My friend Chris keeps trolling me about it too. Long time ago, he wanted me to buy Kane and Lunch 2. Sorry, that's what we call it, Kane and Lynch 2. Knowing that it was a terrible game that we should play it co-op at some point because it's like one of the worst games of all time. Haven't played it yet. That's on him. What's on me is I said, hey, Dead Space 3 is on sale for like $5. Why don't we both buy a copy for each other, and then one of these days we'll actually play that. Now that's on me, and we haven't played it yet. But also, you know, that's not one of the worst games of all time. It's not great. It doesn't make you lose faith in humanity, though. Canine Lunch? That would be way better. That's like the Super Bowl. Sorry, Puppy Bowl. That's what I meant to say. It's like even if it's bad, you still got puppies in it. Freaking adorable to like put food in a bowl and see the canines get their lunch. Sign me up. We got plenty of cash. Got the whole freaking squad here. A turtle, a pig, and a pile of sentient garbage. I'll name you Chrysia. Hi, Chrysia. She's certainly very aggro today. You are an annoying enemy. You died very quickly, though. Thank you, Junkman. Egnart says, you guys ever play ARPGs? Last Epoch is having a multiplayer test this weekend. Wasn't there a game that had a multiplayer test last week that I should have checked out because it's actually something I might be interested in, but I completely forgot about it, and also by the time I realized it, it was like Sunday already. Who knows? I don't remember myself, actually. We have full level Junkins. We can open this chest. We'll just do this and be happy. I'm happy now. Woo! Thank you, Moobler. For the bot ban, like instantaneous. My dude hasn't like actually been in chat in like 8 years, but he's just always there, waiting. When you need him, he'll be there. Banning bots left, right, and center. Wow, you've already died, huh? How? I didn't even shoot you. Well, okay, I shot you once. Oh, it's Gundromeda strain. That's why we're doing so much damage. All these enemies have less health. Connie says, I have been loving Hitman Freelancer for the last week. Then I should check it out at some point. I'll see if maybe I can get around to doing that. Let's... Connie says, I would have never thought the Hitman formula and roguelites would fit together so well. I'm very curious. Don't spoil it for me because I want to kind of find out on my own. But I am curious as to how deep the integration is between Hitman and roguelite, because a game having permadeath doesn't make it a roguelite, I think. But it has been touted as a roguelite, and I'm curious as to really what that means for the Hitman game. I mean, I can definitely see it from the perspective of, you know, permadeath, like you have to reload from the beginning, but who the heck knows? We don't need Gungeon Ant. We should just go. I don't want to do RNG though. I think I'm just gonna leave. But yes, as someone who has never played a Hitman game, I think it would be very amusing to jump into. Baby's first Hitman. What do we want? Probably one of these. There's so many enemies in this room. Honestly, thank you, Junkin. You're the one who handled that room for me. And you know what? Please get frozen. Do love freezing that jerk so he can't hurt me anymore. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. You know what? Go ahead, take it. Take the ammo. Take it. Take it. Who are you shooting at, Junkin? Because you just like completely whiffed on that one. Connie does also point something out which I actually knew, but didn't bring up, which was that Hitman, the current Hitman game, Hitman 3, actually has like the other Hitman games built in or something. You play the old maps but with new things. Well, that's not really the old games though. Like if you buy Hitman today, will you get access to the original games, not the original maps remade for Hitman 3? Because that's something I'd be interested in. Big boy. We don't need it. Rednator says, cheese gun for the last boss. For the dragon? I don't really need cheese gun. Cheese gun's not that good against the dragon. The bundling is wacky according to Steam reviews, says lol noep. Yeah, because that's what I'm curious about. Like, they did the same thing with, don't look like an idiot, don't look like an idiot. GTA, I was gonna say Saints Row. No, they did the same thing with GTA, right? They did a remake of the games, which wasn't really a good remake, it was kind of trash. And they removed the ability to buy the originals. So you had to buy the remasters, which were actually just trash. But when you buy Hitman 3, do you get the original games, or do you just get whatever they consider the remaster to be? E.g., with a lot more tracking cookies built in, you know? I thought I had heavy boots. Did I not pick up heavy boots? Oh, it was gun boots. It's gun boots. Does Junkin get... Excuse me. Does Junkin get upgraded to Mecha Junkin even if he's your only junk, or do you need Angelic first? If you're talking about gold junk in Gungeon overwrites all other junk. It doesn't matter how many you have, you will automatically get max level... No, sorry, you will automatically get the gold mech junk. So... So I guess the answer is yes, it overrides whatever you get. Whatever else you have, I should say. What company would be interested in the tracking cookie data on an assassin game? You think, do you think that, like, you know, the CIA, when they're trying to hatch a plan to assassinate Vladimir Putin, they're like, let's run it through the simulator first, and someone just boots up a copy of Hitman 3. Agent 47, you must assassinate Vladimir Putin. Try to kill him in the bathtub with a rubber ducky and an electrical socket. I don't know why I opened the chest. There wasn't even a reason to do that. I should have looked and then broken it, but there's not a reason to break it either. We don't need the junk, so what do I care? Oh, hello, my son. I feel like that's a room where you when you look to see the difference between how people handle the room, you're like, you've played this game a lot, haven't you? Just like stepping back and forth, waiting for the grenades to kill themselves. Connie says, I'm gonna die on the hill. That is still a very good change. Previously, you had to have a PhD to understand what version to buy. That was only one game and one deluxe pack if you want more. Well, I mean, here's the... You get a single game with the full content of the previous ones. the full content of the previous ones. But are they like their own? I guess I'm getting mixed messages because people are saying you get the maps from the old games with new stuff from Hitman 3, but that's not the old games. That's the game's remake. The heck is this? Bacon and eggs. I have no idea, but I like it as a gun, so let's use this. It's one executable. See, that doesn't seem like you're getting the old games though, you know? Now you could say blah blah blah, games as art, we have to keep, you know, the old copies for historical sakes. There's also a bit of perspective here of, you know, player choice. What if someone doesn't want to play the new game? What if they want to play the old game as it was? Then now they can't. Because the old game doesn't exist anymore. It's Hitman 3. Hitman 3-2. The one that I know was complete BS was I want to say Saints Row again. It's not the game. Grand Theft Auto. Because the remakes were of such poor quality that the old games were actually, the originals were actually just better. There's no reason to play the old game, says Redinator. The new ones, the maps in the new game are just so much better. Well, again, as someone who doesn't actually play Hitman, my take is very don't take my word for it esque, you know? I don't really have a huge opinion one way or another. It's just more of a theory craft here. Hitman 2 introduced crowd blending and hiding in bushes, very useful tools that did not exist in Hitman 2016. I'm gonna talk to you more about some of my video game knowledge holes. I've never played an Assassin's Creed game. I've never played it. Because I didn't really think that... trying to think. Trying to remember why I'd never played any of the early Assassin's Creed games. Was Assassin's Creed 1 a PlayStation exclusive? I don't remember. Because that would definitely be, oh, you know what it was? It was probably, I didn't play the original Assassin's Creed game because my computer wasn't able to play it. Is probably what it was. I was poor. What do you mean was? That's probably what it was. And then by the time I, you know, was able to actually run the games, I realized that the Assassin's Creed franchise kind of sucked. And Connie hits the nail on the head there. That Assassin's Creed 1 was very fresh and interesting when it came out, but then over the years, the hundreds of video games in the Assassin's Creed franchise, which currently have nothing to do with actually being an assassin, kind of just, they lost the mark, didn't they? I just don't like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. those style of kind of open world games are just a little, what a dodge. I just don't like them. Do the same thing in 1,800 different places on the map, but it's the same thing. So much infinite content! You liberate one village, you liberate them all, right? Connie says, I have high hopes with the new one coming out. I got stuck between them. For your sake! Hope you're goddamn right. Egnart says, open world, not for me. Give me a tailored experience, handcrafted to have a nice pacing. Yes, please. For me, it's not the fact that open world lacks direction. It's that it often lacks content. It's the same kind of copy-pasted encounters over and over again. It's not really a structured experience, but it's also not really a varied experience. Like if you're playing Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, Just Cause, it's the same combat in the same style of environments, repeated ad nauseum. Go here, collect all the things, buy a map from a merchant, go here, collect all the diamonds in briefcases. I played Far Cry Blood Dragon, and even that was like on the verge of just being too much. I liked the story and the missions and the pacing of those, and then when it's actually like, it still boils down to the same type of experience in the end, because you're just like, go here, collect all the things, go here, collect all the things. I played it for the zingy one-liners, not for the, you know, ticking off all the check marks of, did you collect all the loot from this location? Wow, they just murdered each other. Yeah, and Jojo404 says, yeah, Elden Ring. And even Elden Ring had a lot of like reused content, reused bosses especially, which was a little annoying, but at least it always felt like you were evolving in the game. You were getting better, the enemies were getting harder. It had the standard Soulsy feel to it that we all know and love, or unless you don't, in which case you're missing out, but that's just my personal opinion on the matter. Crescent says, Elder Scrolls, Witcher, open worlds work as long as they're not made by EA Ubisoft. Even Skyrim or the other Elder Scrolls games have that in them. They have that kind of go here, collect-a-thon-y open worldiness to it, which I very much dislike. There's hints at this in Skyrim where you get infinitely generated quests, or you're just like in a town and then a mailman approaches you and says, I've got a letter for you from so-and-so, and it says, go here and kill this person and I will give you money. So you go to the same dungeon that you've been in. The same dungeon looks exactly the same as every other same dungeon that you've been in. You kill the same people over and over again. You go back to the damn Jarl and he's like, oh, thank you for going and killing this person. Here, have this. I've got another job for you. Ugh. When does it end? Screw you, buddy. There goes my no-hit run. ×2. Procedurally generated quests. But here's the thing, is that these games that have open world, you know, collect all the loot tower-a-thons, they feel procedurally generated, even though they're not technically procedurally generated, just because the objectives are the same every single time. You get the occasional, like, interesting side quest or something, but then 90% of the content is just go here, do the same thing you've been doing. And I hate those types of games. Anyways. Wine, 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 blah, 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 blah. Good Gungeon run. Warm up complete. Got it a few times, who cares? Had some good guns. Thank you, Junkin. For those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support the channel at any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Enter the Gungeon. Enter the Gungeon. Enter the Junkin. Oh, that's rated X for mature.